Today is the summer solstice in the southern hemisphere. Here in Perth it was a scorcher on the bike. The readout on the instrument panel was got to 43 degrees Celsius. Didn't get below 37 for the ride, couple of 100 kilometres up in the hills. Just wanted to pick up on a few points with the bike. I was seriously impressed with the torque at low revs. This new 1250 from 2000 RPM, 2000 to 2500 RPM, any gear that you're in at that rev range, you can just roll the throttle on and off she goes. I haven't explored the other end of the rev range, just the low end. Very interesting, good. Thought I'd just pick out a few points to show you on the two bikes. Probably the best way to do this will be get to some of the things that I didn't particularly like on the my 1200 and show you what's happened on the new 1250. The first one I think worth looking at is actually the crash bar setup. Up high there's that U shape coming forward. I've never liked that. It sort of protrudes forward, and in a fall I've always been worried that it'd cause more grief than not. On the new bike, the 1200, the 1250, very nice, very, very nice. In fact, the whole bar is very, very well done now. I really like it. Another gripe I had on the 1200, there's a little plastic screen behind the main screen. Damn impossible to clean, as it just gets dirty and can't get at it. On the new bike, the 1250, they've gotten rid of that, and don't know if you can see it there. There you go. It's just a plastic panel going across, so cleaning is not an issue anymore. Just to go back, there you go. Another issue, another thing I didn't particularly like on the 1200 is this little storage area. It's just made of pressed steel. It's a bit like a biscuit tin lid. Not very satisfactory. On the new model, something so simple, and there it is. Excellent. It's now a plastic moulded piece. Something that's driven me crazy on the 1200 is valve stems. There it is. I'm yet to find a servo that'll provide me with a valve stem that'll work, that I can get air into it with. Just impossible. And the fix is in. Let's have a look. Front and rear. Jackpot. How simple is that? Problem solved. It should have been like that all along. Just a comment on tyres. I have got a sort of a route that I go down in the dirt to experiment with tyres and so on. These Michelins work pretty well actually. I was quite surprised. I don't know that I'd want to be trusting the front in loose dirt, but performed very well today actually. There's the block tread. Let's have a look at the front. Here we go. Pretty damn good actually, considering, as opposed to the block tread. I'll have a another comparison, a more extensive comparison, when I can get my hands on the new 1250 that compares to my Rallye X. But for the time being, I think I might just wrap up with a comment after a few hundred kilometres out in the dirt today. Can't really comment about the suspension too much, probably very similar, other than for the electronic settings. And of course the tyres are different, but seem to go pretty well. Really the only important thing that I got out of it today was the engine torque level. Brilliant. It's very good. 2,000, 2,500 RPM in whichever gear you're in, and just roll it on. Excellent. Just a final comment on bike setup. I'm 6'2" on the old scale, and my 1200 has been set up with that flat 1.5 seat. It's got some bar extender on it, and the handlebars are rolled up. Rather than rolled down as it is here. For me, the 1.5 seat works extremely well, and that small fairing that I've got on there, brilliant. Can't beat it. Incredibly, that tiny little thing gives all the protection you need, really. The real protection actually comes here with the design around the tank and where your knees are. What that means, it makes the bike look a bit bulky, but when you're sitting on a bike, even if it's a little DR Suzuki, your legs are still sticking out there, and what this setup does is keeps your legs tucked in, airflow goes around them. The little fairing works superbly well, and the combination, particularly on that 1200, is just superb. Can't beat it. I haven't had better protection ever on a bike, and I've had bikes with different sorts of fairings. The protection around the legs is really important there. Overall, it looks like this new 1250 is they've really tightened up the design and fixed some of the small glitches and made a really good bike even better.